you ever feel like you're constantly bending over backward in your relationships, only to end up feeling drained, disrespected, or even lost? Maybe you've found yourself sacrificing your values to make someone else happy, or seeking their approval just to feel like you're enough. Sound familiar? You're not alone. So many men struggle with finding the balance between being caring and standing strong, between love and losing themselves. It's easy to fall into the trap of letting emotions or someone else's needs take over, but it doesn't have to be this way. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." What if you could embody this wisdom and navigate your relationships without losing your sense of self? Imagine being respected, staying true to your values, and maintaining your emotional composure no matter the situation. In this video, we're diving into 5 key principles every high-value man must follow to build stronger relationships while staying firmly grounded in who you are. Let's start with the first principle. Never sacrifice your values. When you give up your values to make someone else happy, it might seem like the right thing to do at first, but over time, it takes a toll. You start feeling like you're losing who you are, and resentment creeps in. Maybe you've agreed to things that didn't sit right with you, or stayed silent when you should have spoken up. This only leads to frustration and a sense of weakness, making it easier for others to take advantage of you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This quote is a simple but powerful reminder. Staying true to what you believe is right is the foundation of self-respect. When you compromise your values, you're not just letting others down, you're letting yourself down. And that's a price no one should pay. The first step is to get clear about your values. Think about the principles that matter most to you, like honesty, respect, or loyalty. Once you know your non-negotiables, it becomes easier to stand firm when they're tested. If someone pushes you to go against what you believe, stay calm and explain your stance. You don't have to argue or justify yourself endlessly. Being firm but respectful is enough. Sometimes, people won't respect your boundaries no matter how clear you are. In those cases, it's okay to walk away. Protecting your integrity is more important than staying in a situation that forces you to betray yourself. Living by your values isn't always easy, but it's worth it. When you stick to what you believe, you build real confidence and earn respect, not just from others, but from yourself. That's what being a high-value man is all about. Lesson 2. Never seek validation from her. Relying on someone else's approval to feel good about yourself can quickly turn into a dangerous cycle. When you constantly look for validation, you give away your power. You might find yourself overanalyzing her reactions, changing your behavior to win her approval, or feeling anxious when you don't get the reassurance you crave. This kind of dependence doesn't just weaken your confidence. It can create an unhealthy dynamic where your self-worth is tied to someone else's opinion. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, and as Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This means you don't need everyone's approval to know your worth. Real strength comes from within, not from how others see you. When you stop seeking validation, you free yourself from the need to prove anything to anyone. Instead of looking outward for approval, shift your focus inward. Ask yourself, am I living in line with my values? Am I proud of who I am? Build your confidence by working on yourself, whether it's improving a skill, staying physically active, or pursuing a personal goal. When you feel good about your own progress, external validation becomes less important. In relationships, this shift in mindset can be a game changer. When you know your worth and don't rely on her constant approval, you bring calmness and stability to the relationship. It shows you're confident in who you are, and that kind of self-assurance is magnetic. Remember, a high-value man doesn't chase approval. He creates it from within. Let your actions speak louder than your need for reassurance, and watch how your self-respect and relationships transform. Lesson 3. Never react emotionally to manipulation. Emotions can easily take control, especially when someone tries to manipulate you. Maybe she uses guilt, anger, or even flattery to get what she wants. In the heat of the moment, it's tempting to react impulsively, but this can lead to saying things you don't mean or making decisions that don't reflect who you truly are. When you let your emotions control you, you give away your power. Reacting emotionally only weakens your position and can lead to regret. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is a powerful reminder that you can't control others, but you can always control how you respond. If someone tries to manipulate you, your emotional response is what will define the outcome. A high-value man doesn't let external circumstances dictate his emotions. He remains steady, calm, and in control. When faced with manipulation or emotional provocation, take a step back. Don't react right away. Give yourself a moment to breathe, think, and process the situation before you say or do anything. This pause helps you respond logically and not let emotions cloud your judgment. You can express your thoughts clearly and firmly without getting caught up in the emotional turbulence of the moment. The next time you feel pushed or provoked, remind yourself that your emotional control is a sign of strength. It keeps you grounded and in control, and it helps you maintain respect, both for yourself and from others. A high-value man knows that emotional resilience is the key to avoiding manipulation and maintaining healthy relationships. Lesson 4. Never prioritize her over your well-being. It's easy to get caught up in trying to please someone else, especially in a relationship. You might find yourself putting her needs before your own, sacrificing your time, energy, and even your health just to keep things running smoothly. While compromise is important in any relationship, consistently prioritizing someone else over your own well-being can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of self-respect. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This quote highlights an essential truth. You can't be your best for anyone else unless you first take care of yourself. Neglecting your own needs to please someone else doesn't create a healthy dynamic. It only sets the stage for personal dissatisfaction and emotional strain. Make sure to prioritize your own physical, emotional, and mental health. This means setting aside time for yourself, pursuing your goals, and respecting your own boundaries. When you're healthy and well-balanced, you can bring your best self to any relationship. It's also important to communicate your needs clearly. If you're feeling drained or overwhelmed, don't hesitate to speak up. A high-value man doesn't hide his feelings or sacrifices his well-being for the sake of others. Instead, he maintains a balance, knowing that self-care is not selfish, it's necessary for his long-term happiness and the health of his relationships. By taking care of yourself first, you become stronger, more capable, and better able to show up for others without losing who you are. Your well-being isn't something to compromise on. It's the foundation for a strong, fulfilling life and meaningful connections. Lesson 5. Never allow her to disrespect you. Tolerating disrespect in any form can slowly erode your sense of self-worth. Whether it's belittling comments, ignoring your boundaries, or taking you for granted, accepting this behavior sends a message that you're willing to be treated poorly. Over time, this damages not only the relationship, but your own confidence and self-respect. You might start to question your value, feeling like you're not worthy of better treatment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, when someone disrespects you, the best response is not to retaliate, but to maintain your dignity and walk away from the situation. By holding firm to your principles and refusing to accept mistreatment, you show strength and self-respect. You don't need to stoop to their level to prove your worth. Your actions alone demonstrate your value. If you're being disrespected, it's important to set clear boundaries. Let the other person know what behavior you won't tolerate, and be willing to walk away if those boundaries aren't respected. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that you value yourself enough not to stay in a toxic or degrading situation. A high-value man understands that respecting himself is the foundation for all other relationships. By demanding respect and walking away from disrespect, you create an environment where mutual respect thrives. You'll never settle for less than what you deserve, and that mindset not only protects your self-worth, but also attracts others who share the same values. Now we are about the video. Now it is time to change your life. Write down a comment and say that you want to change your life. No matter how difficult it is to change, I will read each. Your comment features one of the best comments in our channel. If you want a daily dose of unfiltered motivation, subscribe to our channel.